This is Renelle, and welcome to Quality Hang with Rod Brooks and friends. And here he is now, your host, my main man, Rod Brooks.
Thank you very much, Renelle. I am Rod Brooks, and welcome everyone to Quality Hang. And as always, I'm joined on this broadcasting adventure by my partner in crime, my friend, the co-host of Quality Hang. He is Marcus Osborne. What up, man?
What it do, dog? It's
Do
a
what it
stormy
do.
Monday.
It is rain we could use, but I would dare say, if I may use one of the songs from one of my favorite musicians, the great and dearly missed Stevie Ray Vaughan, the sky is crying in the Bay Area, at least for Niner fans, because of what went down yesterday in Tampa
Yeah.
Bay, specifically the injury to Fred Warner. That has been the dominating story of the day, but so much to get into, not just in terms of Bay Area sports, but sports across the country. And we shall do that per usual. But as always, we start the show by thanking our presenting sponsor, the fine folks at Hop Monk Taverns, 3 locations to choose from: Sonoma, Sebastopol, and in Novato. And even on a stormy, rainy day, they are your place for shelter. You can get great food from a diverse menu, a craft beer selection that is absolutely outstanding, and nothing lifts a somber mood on a great rainy day like some good old-fashioned live entertainment. And they have that in spades at all 3 Hop Monk locations. So to see what they have coming up, live music, live entertainment-wise, whether it is a touring act from around the country, a local musician, or whether it is open mic night or stand-up comedy night, or if it's trivia night, whatever, you can always find something to tickle your entertainment fancy at one of the 3 Hop Monk locations. So again, follow them on socials, check them out online, and definitely fall into one of the Hop Monk locations in Sonoma, Sebastopol, or in Novato. Let us get into it, Marcus. Man, football is a rough and tumble sport. And
Yes, indeed.
guys get hurt. And I do believe that the Niners injury situation of the last couple of years can be explained simply just by saying, hey, man, it's football. Now, I do think that there is some factors that have contributed to the Niners' rash of injuries over the last couple of years. But for the most part, muscles get pulled, ligaments get torn, and bones get broken because of the nature of the beast. But man, yesterday when Fred Warner went down, that just felt like the house came down. You dig what I'm saying?
Of course it did. I'm sure every 49er fan in the world felt that way. I'm a big believer that some things can be coincidental. But as you said, I think we really got what the hell is going on? Like at some point you would expect things to even out. But we're pretty much going on 6-7 years of this stuff.
Yeah, but again, I look at this one actually can kind of be explained. I'm going to show you this picture here. All right, still photograph. All right, this is the play where Fred Warner gets injured. Obviously, the ball hasn't been snapped yet. If you look at this photograph, I want you to notice 2 things about this photograph. All right, everybody, count with me the number of players on the field: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The Niners are missing a down lineman. As you see, there are only 3 rear ends in the air. There should be 4. The Niners are missing a right defensive end. If you look at the 42-yard line in the middle of the field, that's Fred Warner.
Mm-hmm.
What's Fred Warner doing? Pointing to the area where there should be a defensive lineman. Clearly, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers recognize this. Clearly, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going in the direction of the missing lineman. Now I'll play the video for you. You see Warner in the middle of the field. They run to that side without the lineman. Warner goes there. He gets rolled up on, and that's when his ankle gets dislocated. Kyle Shanahan said today, Marcus, that clearly they were supposed to have a defensive lineman there. It was supposed to be Travis Gibson, but he was on punt coverage. He had not yet made it back out onto the field.
Mm,
The Niners didn't recognize it, but Shanahan said if they did, clearly they would have called timeout,
I know.
and that play would have never happened.
Dude, I mean,
When it
like I
rained,
said, it just there's always like I believe every injury has a reasonable explanation. So for me, it isn't necessarily that someone gets injured because it is football. So people are going to get injured. The question that I keep coming back to is why so often with this particular team every single year? Like you're not supposed to go into every season going, well, hopefully we can stay healthy. Like
yeah,
that just
but I do think every team says that to a certain extent. The thing with the Niners is that it's their frontline guys. It's more acute
yeah,
and it jumps out more because
yeah,
it's McCaffrey, it's Bosa, it's Warner, it's Brandon
right,
Ayuk, it
right,
is George Kittle. But
right.
again, but to me, all of those injuries have to do with playing football. Brandon Ayuk
Absolutely.
gets hurt playing football.
Yeah.
Fred Warner gets hurt playing football. I don't think that there's some, and I know that you're not saying this, but I don't think there's some, they must be buried on some sort of Indian, they must play their games on some sort of Indian burial ground, or they must be cursed, or it just don't explain. No, the explanation is they're playing football. They
I
played a
know
lot of high leverage football, and these things happen when you play a lot of high leverage football. Now, this situation here, though, this is it, this is the one that's harder to take because it's Fred Warner, and we'll get into all of the things he means for not just the Niner defense, but the Niner
Mhm.
team overall. And this was something that was a preventable mistake. Not having enough guys on the field, not recognizing it is the biggest mistake, and not calling timeout because you didn't recognize it.
Yeah, this is I if I'm on this team, I have to go, what the hell is going on here? What the hell? Not just this year, every year. Like ever since if I'm on a team, like ever since I've been here, we have this every year. What's amazing about it is that I mean, more often than not, they manage to power through it. But yeah, it does catch up to you, as we saw last year with that particular season. And so, yeah, I don't know what it is. I mean, I don't know, man. It's just it's such a strange thing because this isn't a team. This isn't something where I can blame it on the incompetence of the medical staff, like I could with like the New Orleans Pelicans or the
Right,
like.
right, right,
Like you know what I'm saying?
right.
Like they get injured and that's a team with a bunch of talent, but they get injured every single year. And
Mm.
it's from my standpoint, you can just go, oh, look at this medical staff that they share with the football team. To me,
The Houston Astros have sort of a similar situation where they have a much maligned medical staff, and there have been a handful of injuries that have happened to Astros players where you could point to
yep.
either incompetence or damn near malpractice when it comes to
Hmm.
their medical staff. But for the Niners, and I know a lot of people are trying to point to the medical staff, not in this instance, not in the Bosa instance, but maybe in the McCaffrey instance. But they try to point to the Niners medical staff and go, those guys must be the problem. They need that needs to be fixed. Maybe, maybe not. But I do think this injury in particular and the other injuries that we mentioned, these are just football injuries, and it sucks that it happens.
Yeah. And it sucks that you get to a place where you have to start questioning every single thing that you do because it happens so frequently to you. Like
Yeah,
it,
but
you gotta go, what's happening there? At least I would. I definitely would. I ain't gonna lie. If I'm owning this team, like, listen, we need to examine every single thing we do. We
yeah,
need to look at every
but
single thing we do because this is just crazy.
But what do you do if Nick Bosa tears his ACL playing football? What do you
I don't know.
what's the
That's
fix?
the, that's the thing. I don't know. It's like I think it's like when Steph Curry was having his ankle injuries, and you do you go, well, it's just basketball, it's just basketball. Well, then they go in and they find out, oh well, Steph actually has something structurally wrong with his ankles, and we'll perform some surgery and we'll tighten that up and we'll give him these shoes, and then you don't have that particular problem anymore. And so it could be something like that. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I don't think there's like a curse or a conspiracy theory or anything like. I don't believe any of that stuff. I just know that something with this particular team is happening where every single year you're not just one, not just two, a slew of fucking injuries that can be crippling.
Now,
And because they have such an incredible coaching staff, which I do attribute this to, they continue to find ways to be competitive and competent every single week. And I
now,
think that's kind of the thing that we need to point out the most.
yeah, no, there's no doubt about that. And what you're going to miss with Fred Warner in terms of his actual play and what he means to them on the field and what he means to them in the locker room, what he means to them off the field. He is simply an irreplaceable player. And
Yep.
injury happens. We talked about it obviously on the post game show on NBC Sports Bay Area last night, and my partner in crime on TV, Carlos Ramirez, said something, and it stuck with me, where he said, I can't think of any injury that's happened that has had such an effect on the fan base, the team itself, and just genuinely affected people's moods. And that's been rattled around my head for a long time. And it finally dawned on me this morning why the Fred Warner injury seemed so eerily familiar. And I'm going to take you back. And this is not a good time if you're a Giants fan, but go back in the Wayback Machine with me if you don't mind. I want to take you back to May 26th, 2011. All right. Giants just won their first world championship in the city of San Francisco. They were having a decent start to the season, trying to repeat. Buster Posey, clearly one of their best players, if not their best position player, and already the unquestioned leader on that team. And this happens.
Sherholtz has the best arm. Fairly shallow. More center than right. Cousins is going to test him.
And I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop it there because we don't want to see that injury again. What happened with Fred Warner yesterday and how that just immediately changed everything for the Niners. Maybe not completely for the worse, but changed everything for the Niners and just still has fans in an absolute funk. It's the Scott Cousins hitting Buster Posey at the plate, which at the time was legal. Now you can't do it because of the Posey Cousins interaction at the plate. But when Buster Posey broke his leg and tore ligaments in his ankle, that changed everything for the Giants. It completely and totally changed the mood of obviously the franchise and changed the mood of Giants fans. And the parallels are very, very, very similar. Bosa, Warner, and Posey, not only your best player, but the guy who represents the culture and sets the culture.
Yeah.
Giants were devastated after that injury. They went on to lose that game. They got swept in that 3-game series against the Marlins, and including this game or that game where Posey got hurt, they lost 5 of the next 8. And fans were absolutely inconsolable. I was still on KMBR at the time, and every phone call we took was one of the 7 stages of grief.
Yeah.
Mostly it was people who were genuinely sad, or there were people who were out for blood, who wanted Scott Cousins' head on a stick. Like I said, Giants lost 5 out of the next 8, but they did find a way to recover. Now, they couldn't score to save their lives. And this is obviously a team with heavy pitching, with Tim Lincecum being at his absolute peak. They did it with pitching and defense. They did finish the Giants 86 and 76, second in the division. There was no wild card back then, so they didn't make the playoffs. But obviously, Buster Posey recovered, went on to win an MVP, many All-Stars, other awards, and the Giants went on to win 2 World Series. Now, I know we're talking about 2 completely different people. I know we're talking about 2 completely different sports, but I do think that you can draw parallels. The parallels are there, and you can draw parallels in the future to where with Fred Warner, it all is not completely lost as far as the Niners this season. Defensively, They were having problems before Fred Warner got hurt. Clearly,
Mm.
they're having problems right now. And watching the Falcons play the Bills tonight, I don't know how the Niners are going to stop Bijan Robinson. I don't know how they're going to get pressure on Michael Penix Jr. And I don't know what they're going to do with Drake London and the underneath passing game for the Falcons. But this goes to your point about the other talent on the Niners squad and mainly their coaching. This Niner team is clearly going to have to be led by its offense in its state right now, and definitely when it gets fully healthy with Kittle coming back for the game against the Falcons and whenever Brandon Ayuk comes back. But this is now on the offense and how Kyle Shanahan handles this offense.
Yep.
They are now the tip of the spear for the Niners because right now defensively it was already difficult. It's going to be even more difficult now. But all is not lost, provided, of course, the offense does its job.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I don't know what the schedule holds for them over the next few weeks. You might have that near you, but they're going to have to tread water for a little while until they get some pieces back and get this thing fully together. But it's definitely going to have to be. Hey, you know what though? This could be the opportunity for some young guy, some unknown player to step up and show what they can do. You never know.
Well, as far as linebackers are concerned,
and just defensively in general. I mean, could be another who shows his wares.
Here's the problem for the Niners, and again, like I said a little while ago about the Falcons, it's hard for me now and going forward to not view what can happen with the Niners defensively. I have to view it through the prism of they don't have Bosa and they don't have Warner. Because like I said, even before Fred Warner got hurt, the Niners were still having problems defensively because they're just getting zero pressure on the quarterback, zero pressure. And when did they stop getting pressure on the quarterback? When they lost Bosa. But they were able, because they had Fred Warner, because they had other pieces, they were able to cobble some things together, make some plays, get it off offensively. Now you have a reliable field goal kicker, bing, bang, boom. You win on Thursday night down in LA, and you're moving forward to what happened yesterday in Tampa. The problem with losing Bosa and now Warner is that not only are you losing the talent, you're losing the brain and you're losing the leadership. Because Fred Warner, not only does he know what the opposing offense is doing, he knows what the down linemen are supposed to be doing. He's putting the linebackers in place. He's getting guys behind him in the secondary in place. And watching the game yesterday, you could clearly see life with Fred Warner, life without Fred Warner. So many missed assignments, so many guys not in the right place. And what did Tampa do when Warner went out? They only punted twice. They punted the series where Warner got hurt. They punted the series after that. And then after that, it was, if I'm remembering correctly, touchdown, 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 missed field goal, touchdown. They didn't punt, if I'm remembering correctly, for the rest of the game. So I say all that to say this. Yeah, you could replace him with another body. And Tatum Bethune came in and he was their leading tackler. Yeah, you could replace him with another dude, but you can't replace all that other stuff. Combine that with you don't have any pass rush. I don't know how the Niners find a way if they could just be competent defensively, I think they'll be happy. I don't know how they find a way to do that, quite frankly. I just don't know. I'm not saying it can't be done. I just don't know.
Yeah. Listen, you're not alone. I guarantee you the 49ers are thinking the same exact thing. And they will put up a brave face, as they should. But this is a major blow. And there's no getting around that. No getting around that.
I'm listening to you. I'm sorry, brother.
No.
I just looked up at the television, which is I'm staring at the camera, there's the television right behind it. And so I wasn't paying attention to the Bears Commanders game when we started the show, 20 minutes ago. But I see the Bears jumping around. And then I see the score is 25-24. And I see them celebrating and they're all jumping around one guy. Take a guess as to who they're jumping around and they're patting on the head for helping them win a football game.
No, the kicker?
Jake Moody.
Oh,
who was activated by the
That's
Bears
funny.
today and has kicked the game-winning field.
That's funny.
Yo, Niner fans, hey, you got to laugh, right? You got to laugh to keep from crying.
That's funny.
And listen, the Niners are good with their field goal kicker, all right? Eddie Pinheiro is the one thing that is going right for this team. But if you're a Niner fan right now, you're like, word, now Jake Moody wants to start making field goals. I think he's 3 or 4 on the night because he made 2 earlier. One was blocked, and then the game-winning field goal as I see him being picked up.
Classic change of scenery. Classic change of scenery.
Yo, Niner fans, I'm sorry. I'm not laughing at you, but wow.
Good on
you
Jake.
gotta be kidding me, right?
Good on Jake.
Holy shit. It started raining. The game's being played in the DC area. It started raining. The Bears fumbled the ball and set it up for Jake Moody's game-winning field goal of he's 4 or 5. Thank you very much, Co. Jake Moody's game-winning field goal. I'm so sorry.
I mean, it's funny how that.
Wow. That's unbelievable. That is unbelievable. That's the craziest thing I've seen in a long, long time. Fred Warner will have surgery tomorrow. Kyle Shanahan said that Fred Warner should be ready for the Niners offseason program, which minicamp would be in May after the draft. And that is 7 months from now, if my math is correct. So there you go. There you go.
And I'm certain he won't be the same. So that's going to be interesting.
Boy, I mean, I don't know.
How old is Warner? 30?
Somewhere around there. Yeah. Yeah. I wouldn't put it past him though. And even if he's not as fast, even if he's not the same, just to use that catch-all term, his brain didn't get hurt and his brain didn't have surgery. If Fred Warner still has his smarts, Fred Warner is still the better linebacker than the vast majority of middle linebackers in the league. So if there's one guy I think can get close to his pre-injury form, I'm not going to put that past Fred Warner. I'm a fan, and I'm biased knowing him just a tiny bit, only on a professional level. But he was making his case as not just one of, if not the greatest middle linebacker in Niner history.
Ooh.
He was on his way to the Hall of Fame. Still is on his way to the Hall of Fame because he is going to play football again. That's for damn sure. So
wow.
Yeah.
That sucks, dude. Sucks for the Niners. It's
Yeah.
gonna be another one of those years.
I think they can still make the playoffs though. I think this offense is good enough to get the job done. I really do.
And I also don't think that, I don't think there's any team out there that is so good that the 49ers can't beat them. I don't see a single team in the NFL that I would call dominant. 49ers can play with any of these people.
Yeah, I mean the league is clearly, at this point we haven't even reached a halfway pole yet. Clearly, this league is in topsy-turvy mode because right now the bell of the ball are the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and rightfully so. Only a couple of weeks ago, it was the Buffalo Bills. They lost again tonight. Only a couple of weeks ago, it was the Eagles. They were going to repeat. Now the Eagles can't. They couldn't score in a house of ill repute. The Chargers were looking pretty damn good a couple of weeks ago. You could just go on and on and on down the list. I do think, though, what we are going to find out is what we found out plenty of times over the course of many NFL seasons. Yeah, it's about who's playing well, but it's also who's the least injured team that has a way and has the wherewithal to play well. That is normally how this stuff shakes out. But we haven't even gotten to Halloween yet. So I think, even when it was the Niners being lauded and being praised for what they pulled off last Thursday night in LA, it's still way too early to start anointing teams. And it's way too early to start saying that, these teams aren't going to go anywhere, with the exception of the obvious, which are Tampa Bay, Your Raiders, sorry. I'm not Tampa Bay. I'm sorry, the Tennessee Titans, your
Yeah.
Raiders,
Don't bother me.
and the Browns. So there you go.
All my expectations are being met, Rod. Everything I
Oh, man.
foresaw is exactly as I foresaw it.
Yeah, I mean, Escobar puts this out here. New England is in first place in the AFC
Yeah,
East.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
listen, credit to New England, all right, and credit to
yeah,
what Mike Vrabel has done
yeah,
with that team. But it is still very, very
yeah.
early,
I
although
I
it's gotten
think
late for a lot of teams. Some
I
teams.
think with the fact that none of these teams are great, the deciding factors are coaching and quarterback play, and
Mhm.
I think that's what's going to do this. The Kansas City Chiefs are going to be getting all these guys back healthy, and that will be a problem for people.
Well, I mean, listen,
That will be a problem for some of these. I mean, if they start
we've
getting these guys back, we got issues.
we've already seen it. They still don't have a running game to speak of, but Worthy's back.
Oh,
They
that's
got some
right.
guys
Eddie
back
Worthy, that's
defensively
right. Yeah,
where they're healthy. Patrick Mahomes still Patrick Mahomes. So I think while we were all excited about the possibility of the Kansas City Chiefs flaming out their death, while we wish for it, it's just from a football point of view, while we are wishing for their death, their demise has been greatly exaggerated.
clearly. Listen, I just saw that Patrick Mahomes has been in the AFC Championship game every year of his career.
Um, yeah, that sounds about right.
That's
That sounds about
insane.
right. That sounds about
That's
right.
insane.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh
Uh,
my God.
ooh, speaking of Patrick Mahomes, it's now time for a new segment. Talk shit, get hit.
There we go. Now
Um,
we're talking. Let's do this.
Lions and Chiefs engaged in football and a little bit of fisticuffs last night. Chiefs won, I think, their third in a row. And Patrick Mahomes was out there doing Patrick Mahomes things.
Mm.
And the Lions, particularly one Lion, Brian Branch, was not here for the pleasantries after the game. So Patrick Mahomes tries to dap up Brian Branch. Brian Branch ain't trying to hear it. Mahomes is like, come on, dog. You going to leave me hanging? Hits him with the tap on the shoulder. Okay, so now here we go. There's Juju Smith-Schuster. He's excited. He's hyped up.
Sure.
Rightfully so. Had himself a decent game. His team wins. He sees the dap slight that Branch gives to Patrick Mahomes. Juju Smith-Schuster, it's like, you can't do my man like that. You can't do my homie like that. Dap him up with the right hand, black man. Juju Smith-Schuster gets involved, talking a little brazy, sticks his hand out. Now, at this point, Brian Branch is with the shits.
He always is.
Always is. Bah! Hit him with the quick right, and Schuster goes down like a sack of potatoes. Let's go ahead and run that back here. Oh, that was a good still. All right. Right. It's good for Schuster. It's good for Schuster. Right there. It's not good for Schuster. He's stunned. He goes down. And here's the point. At this point, see, he's about that life, but he's not really about that life. Brian Branch is absolutely about that life. And Schuster gets swallowed up to the point where this picture has been circulating around all day long. And quite
Great
frankly, not a good look for old Juju Smith
picture.
Schuster.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if what the NFL is going to do, but yeah, this kid Branch, he's perpetually troublemaking. He's just a dude who I think he just liked the fight guy. He's
Oh yeah,
likes.
no, he's a soldier that's always looking for war.
Yeah.
That's what Brian Branch is. And by the way, I can tell you what the NFL is going to do. I can tell you what they've already done. With the
Oh,
quickness, they have suspended him for one game. Obviously, he's
shocking.
not going to get paid for that one game. And Brian Branch is going to appeal because that's what the Players Association wants you to do. But no, ain't no way he getting rid of this one. Brian Branch is going to get suspended for one game. But if you ask him, I'm pretty sure he'll say it's worth it because of this still pick and this still pick alone.
I mean, as my man Bomani Jones says, Branch is a stay ready all-star.
Stay ready all-star. He is always about that life, as they say. So yeah, I mean, the moral of that story is leave Brian Branch alone. Okay. All right, just leave him alone.
I mean, it's funny. Every team needs to have that dude.
Oh yeah, every crew has got to have a crazy person. For sure. Every crew.
Yeah, exactly.
They got to have a crazy person, and you got to have somebody to talk to the cops. I mean, those two extremes balance everything out, and then everybody can go out and have a good time. So there you go. Brian Branch and Juju Smith-Schuster getting into it last night. Time now for Bruh Really, the segment of the show where we drop something that will make you react just as Shannon Sharp did when he was walking through the airport being surreptitiously filmed while wearing a small dog on his chest.
Bruh, really?
Okay, here we go. Tua Tagovailoa. I know, right? This dude, man. Tua Tagovailoa, quarterback for the Miami Dolphins. Tua Tagovailoa has not had a good season. Matter of fact, a couple of good seasons, and he did a little bit of talking and more telling on himself. Exactly. Yeah. He absolutely shouldn't. But when you are in trying to save cover your ass mode and throw other people under the bus, you just start talking. Here's Tua Tagovailoa after another disappointing game for himself and the Miami Dolphins.
Starts with the leadership in helping articulate that for the guys, and then what we're expecting out of the guys, right? We're expecting this. Are we getting that? Are we not getting that? We have guys showing up to player-only meetings late, guys not showing up to player-only meetings. Like, there's a lot that goes into that. Do we have to make this mandatory? Do we not have to make this mandatory? So it's a lot of things of that nature that we got to get cleaned up, and it starts with the little things like that.
To be clear,
okay. lot of things to unpack here. First off, he's a much better athlete than me. Man's looking a little doughy, all right, around the arms and the midsection. Yeah. And I'm not actually. Let's go up, above the rib pads, above the rib protection. If you want to look at his pectoral area, I'm just saying, man's looking a little doughy.
I mean.
Am I body shaming? Sure. But he's a professional athlete. Man, looking a little doughy.
You're a quarterback, dude. You're not supposed to be an A cup. Like we should have this established as a professional athlete.
Now.
That's just not how you go out there for a professional football game.
A cup.
I can do that because
Bronski.
I'm 50. I can do that.
hit him with the Richard Nixon. Look at him. So anyway, he's talking about leadership. Who is who's the de facto leader on that team?
This is just bad.
It's quarterback, right?
Of course.
Who's the quarterback for the Miami Dolphins?
Yeah, but I mean, that's it. I mean, you put it all out there. You put it all out there. He's the leader. He's the QB. What are you talking about?
If they're not showing up for players-only meetings, which I will assume you as the quarterback, the de facto leader of the team, are a part of, then doesn't that fall on you that they're not showing up for the players-only meetings? What? I mean, why is it incumbent? Because what he's doing, he's throwing Mike McDaniel under the bus, right? Why is it incumbent? And Mike McDaniel's not blameless in what's happening with the Dolphins, for sure. But why is he throwing the head coach under the bus for players not showing up for players-only meetings? Brother, they're not showing up for players-only meetings because they don't respect you, the leader of the players.
Preach, that shit. You are the quarterback. If you're calling players only meetings and dudes is shuffling in when they want to or not at all, that's exactly it. They don't give a damn about what you're talking about. And that's a
What?
anybody, and if you play on the team, if you don't respect your leader, you don't give a fuck what they saying.
Absolutely.
Get out of here, dude.
What are we talking
Get
about?
out of here.
So this dude goes up in front of cameras and behind microphones, and he's talking this nonsense about that there's no leadership on the Miami Dolphins when you're the leader of the Miami Dolphins. All I got to say about that is,
Bro, really?
what are you talking about, son?
Yeah, dude. And the fact is, this makes it far worse because now you've gone in, you've thrown every single person. No one can trust you. If you have proven that you can't be trusted. So you're untrustworthy on the field, and now you're also untrustworthy off the field. And you got to go, bro. You got to retire. You can't win this team back.
The coach hates you, and now your fellow players hate you. And it just popped into my head that this is the second week in a row where he's gotten behind some mics and said some dumb shit. Because last week he hit everybody with and I'm paraphrasing here, but I'm accurate in my paraphrasing of what he said when he drops well, I get to go home to my family. That's all that matters. I'm good. Like, okay, while that is true, and while you should be celebrated for being able to go home to your family, ain't nobody trying to hear that shit. Oh, by the way, I just want to point something out. Tua Tagovailoa threw 3 interceptions yesterday.
I mean, bro, this is you can't recover. And by the way, this also points out one of the things that people think. I guess people take it for granted on good teams, team chemistry.
Yeah,
and that doesn't even mean that everybody likes each other.
Yeah.
But it does mean that people have relationships that are decent enough to either play together civilly or at the very least, get on the team and be passionate enough and have the will to win enough where you're not worried about other bullshit. They ain't got none of that. With as much talent as on this team, they suck.
What you're describing, Marcus, is professional respect. Okay. You don't have to like who you're working with, but for there to be a good working atmosphere and for everyone to pull in the same direction, for everyone to win, there must be professional respect. All right. I'm going to do my job because not only is it my job and I want to do it for myself and my people, but I want to do it for the man next to me, for the man sitting next to the man, sitting next to the man, sitting next to the man. I want to do it for my teammates. They don't want to do it for him. And here's the thing about it. He don't want to do it for them either.
He don't want to do it. He's just trying to live long enough to collect that check so he can retire from all them concussions. I guarantee you that's his motivation.
Nailed it, my friend. Absolutely nailed it.
By the way, I don't know what this dude thinking, but I am speculating.
I think your speculation, he tried to say in English, is fairly on point, my friend. It is fairly
got to blow this up.
On point. Oh yeah, it's gonna get blowed up. It's gonna get blowed up real good. You ain't gotta worry about that for sure. Couple of NBA things here, and we talked about this earlier this summer that the NBA is in trouble. Okay, Victor Wembanyama, who was already a good player, okay, had last season cut short due to injury. What was it? I think it was deep vein thrombosis. Very serious, nothing to joke about. Season cut short, but problem seemingly taken care of. Victor is ready to go. But this summer, Victor had to get his mind right. And he got his mind right by communing. Remember we talked about this with the Chinese monks? And how serious he was, where he cut his hair off and he went with the baldy, just like the Chinese monks. He was getting his mind right? He was getting his spirituality on. Then Victor Wembanyama went to see Kevin Garnett to ostensibly get yelled at, but to learn the ways of KG.
Man, look, I love it.
Then he finished it off by going to see the great Hakeem Olajuwon to learn how to get down with them post moves, how to get down with that good footwork. Told you, Victor Wembanyama is going to be a problem.
Yeah, I mean, you could do far worse than having your coaches be Kevin Garnett and Hakeem Olajuwon.
While already being 7'5",
yeah,
and ridiculously skilled from basket all the way to 3-point line.
I am a fan of Kevin Garnett. He's over the top and he's crazy. He's quite literally could be insane. And I love that about him.
Absolutely.
And by the way, one of the greatest sports storytellers I've ever heard in my life.
Oh, I listen to KG talk all day long. And Victor going to KG, like I said, to get some of that good, to get some of that dog information, it just all adds up to complete and total Victor Wembanyama package. Now, I'm not one to get excited about preseason in any way, shape, or form.
Mm-hmm.
In this case, the NBA preseason. Just wake me up when the regular season begins. But I ran across this video, and this is about maybe a minute and a half. Yeah. I ran across this video literally 3 minutes before we started at 8 o'clock. Yeah. And I'm like, I got to get this video up because we all need to witness what's about to happen to us. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Victor Wembanyama tonight. We are in trouble.
Wembanyama lost it.
Good job by Victor there not to foul.
Bruh.
Wembanyama all the way.
Bruh.
Count it and a foul. Gliding.
Okay. Now you're probably saying that ain't nothing.
Here's the aforementioned Barnes down to Victor. Another left.
Now you're probably saying that ain't nothing.
That's right there.
And strips Nembhard.
Steal.
Wembanyama in the open court.
Come on, son.
Dog.
Bruh. Look at this. Handle, bump, bucket. Bruh.
Hey.
Get that out of here.
Oh, he's definitely been hanging out with KG. Oh, he's definitely been hanging out with KG.
Which leads to a transition 3. Kept it inbounds, leads to a transition 3. Oh, I'm just going to handle, step back, in your face, pull up. Bruh.
Three-time All-Star, the champion with the Raptors.
Let's all watch this together. Come on.
Wembanyama guarded by Toppin, rising.
Mid-range. You see it. Bring it up. Bring it up. Survey. Pull up. Cash.
Wemby for 3 again. Rotation player for the Pacers. Champagnie right back to Wembanyama. Back to Champagnie, who's already hit 2. Make it 3.
Inside out game. I don't have it. I'm going to kick it back out.
Leaves it out, and Wembanyama
snatch it. Bring it back up. Oh, look, Harrison Barnes.
Harrison Barnes.
Put back.
Come on,
barely
now.
left his feet.
Come on now. Who the hell was that?
Look at him post up. Don't nobody post up no more. And he go with the left. Look at that. Look at this shit. What are we supposed to do with it? Oh, God. We're in trouble. Why am I the only one sounding alarm bells?
That is so right away you notice that his aggression meter has gone up to 10.
That's the KG part.
I was gonna say, I was like, yeah, you definitely spend time with KG because you do need to be aggressive. And why shouldn't you be when you're 7'5"? Basically, ain't nobody stopping me if I'm skilled at 7'5". So destroy everybody. Everything I do is a dunk.
Bruh.
Man. All right. Bruh. Okay. All right. I'm starting to see it.
And it's just preseason. But this has all the looks of a guy who's about to become unguardable.
Yeah.
And that's a place that's reserved for very, very, very special people. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. The likes of Steph. Okay. Obviously, the likes of MJ. I didn't see him play, but Wilt seemed to be pretty unguardable. All right.
Yeah, fairly unguardable.
Giannis.
Kareem.
Kareem. All right. The unguardables. Okay.
Yeah.
We know who they are.
Mm-hmm.
Just a preseason game. But if this is what we're going to get on the regular, you cannot guard that. There's nothing you can do.
Yeah, you can definitely see that this KG influence is hitting hard because I guarantee you KG said to him, listen, You too big to be getting punked physically.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You need to go out there and dominate. This made me wish Shaq was in the league.
Unguardable.
Man, let's go. Let's get them against each other. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens.
Man, oh man, it's Chevez. When I saw this video, I'm like, we got to get in on the show because, yo, son.
Well, even on that dunk, like last year or the year before, that dunk would have been a layup off the glass.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He put that in. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a completely different dude in terms of temperament and aggression.
By the way, supposedly he's grown an inch or two more, and he's also put on some muscle to go with his aggression and Chinese meditation and presumably Akeem Olajuwon led footwork. Oh dear God!
I guess he put on like 20 pounds of muscle. What?
And grew an inch and a half, 2 inches.
And he can still put on another 15 if he really put his mind right,
brother.
Ooh, we
in trouble.
This is what it was like. This is what it was like when Wilt was in the league, just destroying people.
So listen, OKC, you better get it while the getting's good. All right, Rockets
may already be good.
You better get it now because you might not get it again. Denver,
that team has got some ballers on there.
They got some guys who can play. Nuggets, Warriors. You better get your shit right. Okay,
everybody better do it.
Whatever the Lakers gonna try to put out there with Luka, you better get it together right now because that Victor Wembanyama dude, he ain't coming. He here and he's bringing everything.
Yeah, the only way you're gonna be able to. I mean, it's always the case. The only way anybody's gonna be able to combat this is with some brute force. You're gonna have to try to be physical with him because he's already skilled. He's already got size, so you're not gonna outskill him. You're not none of that stuff. You're just gonna have to physically punish him.
And here's the thing, though, and you're 100% correct, but the league's not set up that way. Not only do you not have the rules in your favor, you have the rules actively working against you when it comes to being physical, and you just and there just aren't any dudes who play that physical game because there's no reason for it. So, like I'm with you. There has to be a certain amount of physicality, to use that word. There might not actually even be a word. There has to be a certain amount of physicality if you're going to try and combat the size and the clear skill of Victor Wembanyama. But if the rules say that you can't do it, and there aren't enough dudes, if any dudes, who actually live that physical life, then what do? Pull out a tranquilizer gun?
Dude, it's going to be goons every night. Use all 6 fouls. That's the only way you can deal with this type of thing. Use all 6.
So then the Spurs identify who that supposed goon is, and they run at him every time down on the floor offensively.
Exactly. Foul. It's all you have at your disposal.
Well, listen, it's I forget which playoff game it was, but it was when Colin Kaepernick was at his peak, and they played. It was one of the games against the Packers where they tried to beat him up. They tried to intimidate him, and Colin Kaepernick said, "Well, if intimidation is your only plan, you should get yourself a better plan." And I don't know if just being purely physical with Victor Wembanyama is a plan that's going to actually work. So we shall see. But I'm excited to see him play, and I'm also very, very fearful of seeing him play. One more NBA note before we move on. The Bucks are in full panic mode when it comes to Giannis Antetokounmpo. They know full well that if they don't get their shit together, Antetokounmpo is going to do what many superstars over the last 15, 20 years have done, which is, hey, we ain't winning. I got to get out of here, and I get to pick where I'm going to go. You guys make it happen. So the Bucks know that they are staring down the barrel of that gun. So Bucks knowing this, what are they doing, Marcus? Or are they spending all kinds of money and doing everything they possibly can to put a representative and competitive team around Giannis Antetokounmpo? Are they doing that? Of course not. They're just adding Antetokounmpo brothers.
Of course they are.
The Bucks signed another Antetokounmpo, Alex, to join Giannis and his brother, the hilarious Thanasis Antetokounmpo, with the hopes that maybe, just maybe, if you get all the Antetokounmpo brothers to play with Giannis, Giannis won't look around and go, this team stinks.
No.
I want to get the hell out of here.
He'll be like, no, you know why this team stinks? Because my brothers are here. That's why. That's why. It's the opposite effect it's gonna have.
I do respect Giannis though, because listen, the whole point of when you get, when you get put on is to put on your family and your friends. I respect that. I
I'm
respect
not mad at it at all. Like
I
I
respect
have zero problem with like people get mad over Bronny getting on the Lakers. I ain't mad because you know what? If I was LeBron James and my son was playing college basketball, I'd be trying to get him on the team too.
And listen, I'm going to tell you exactly why. Well, a reason that no one's talking about why LeBron went so hard to get his son on the Lakers. Clearly because he loves his son, but also you think he was going to go home every night to his wife, Savannah, Bronny's mama, and have to answer questions as to why Bronny ain't on the team? Shit. He said,
How come there no brothers on that wall? Get him on the team.
how come our son ain't playing basketball with you? How come our son ain't on the Lakers? He'd have to answer that question every night. Bronny saying, no, absolutely not. Happy life, happy wife. And she going to be happy knowing that I got our son a job in the family business. That's what that is from LeBron. That's good fathering and that's good husbanding.
Facts. Speaking of LeBron, because I don't think we've spoken about this, but I think that we were onto something when we said, dude ain't retiring. Like, what are y'all doing?
Oh, I told you that ad was it was going to. I told you that whatever that announcement was going to be an ad. I didn't think it was going to be for Hennessy, but I knew they were going to try and sell us something. Yeah,
it was so transparent.
No.
And I'm like, why are y'all mad at LeBron? Be mad at yourself
for getting duped again.
Yeah, be mad at yourself for thinking that there was something big. First of all, dude will not do that again ever in his life. He will not do the whole decision thing ever again.
Of course not.
That's the very first red flag. But you can't. It's so blatant. Like, remember that thing with Snoop? I quit smoking.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, everybody believing he quit smoking. No, I meant my barbecue.
Yeah. Your entire identity is smoking. No, of course you're gonna keep smoking. Yeah, I mean, listen. Here's the thing. When it comes to it's the modern day version of if it sounds too good to be true, then it is too good to be true. If you just use any amount of critical thinking, you know that they're trying to do one of two things when it comes to sort of these viral moments. They're either trying to get money from you or they're trying to sell you something.
Yep.
All right. Clearly, this is a case where they were just trying to sell you something.
For real. And people bit because people prove themselves to be so human beings are so gullible. I just don't get it.
Well, just do what I do, which is something that has served me very well for many years. Just be highly cynical and suspect of everything that has to do with big business and sports.
I believe in that.
You can never be hurt.
I believe in that so much, so wholeheartedly. I believe in that.
That is a little tip from your boy Rod B to all of you out there. All right, let's talk about the biggest loser. And the biggest loser is the guy who has had a very no good bad year. And that guy is a little Canadian boy. Little Canadian boy had his lawsuit tossed out last week as a judge said, not only is your little suit without merit, you need to get in the booth and fire off at the cat from Compton. The judge dismissed Drake's defamation suit. And as I saw someone remark on social media today, Drake has lost on the streets and now in the courts. So he is 0 for 2, really 0 for 3 when you think about it, when you consider Kendrick Lamar's global tour that has come on the heels of his.
It's basically a global victory tour. It's basically what it's been.
It started with the Super Bowl in February, and it has absolutely not stopped. So once again, that little Canadian boy continues to take L's. I love this response from Universal Music Group, one of the defendants in the now thrown out lawsuit. And I'll just read this for folks who are not watching us on X and on YouTube. In a statement to Billboard, a spokesman for UMG said, quote, "From the outset, this suit was an affront to all artists and their creative expression and should have never seen the light of day." Damn, bars. "We're pleased with the court's dismissal and look forward to continuing our work successfully promoting Drake's music and investing in his career."
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Hold that
right.
L, dog. Hold
Yeah.
that L.
First of all, I don't buy that for a second. You sue me, and I'm gonna continue to invest in your. Get out of here! You crazy?
They'll continue to make money off of them, but
Yeah,
invest?
That's real
No,
fact.
they ain't doing that. No.
By
no,
the
no,
way,
no, no.
if one thing is for certain, Drake is gonna prove Kendrick Lamar right at every single turn.
Yeah.
You accuse this dude of being a culture vulture, not like us. That means you ain't like the regular brother. And boy, look at here. You prove it again with a lawsuit, knowing ain't no Negro from America coming out here suing somebody over a rap beat. But not you, Mr. Canadian boy. You got to double down on it. I'm gonna sue you, then I'm gonna lose, and now I'm gonna appeal that decision. So only so you can lose again in front of everybody. Like, how much of an ass kicking does this dude have to take before he just said, you know what? I feel like I should walk away from this.
Well, clearly he's a glutton for punishment,
It
and I
is.
want him to continue because there would be nothing funnier than this
It
going
is.
all the way to the United States Supreme Court. Nothing
Dude,
funnier.
he had so many opportunities to just walk away from this whole thing. And he's the one who's dragging this thing out.
Yes.
This thing would have been over. It'd have been over. He would just take the L, make you some Drake music. What a bum. Bum, dude. I could not pick with that dude.
That's why he's the
bad
biggest
enough
loser.
You run around boning his boy's girlfriend or trying to push up on him. I mean, everything is wrong with this dude. Like, golly, I don't understand the Drake stance. And I'm not even saying Drake makes crappy music. He's made some music that I'm like, yeah, this is cool. But boy,
I mean, what we're finding out, and what
man.
this beef has laid bare, is that he's a dork.
Yeah,
he's a dork.
He is the loser kid who was a dork and he was a nerd, couldn't get no chicks. That's not the word I want to use, but he couldn't get no chicks. And when he got on this TV show, still couldn't get no chicks, right? And then he made this music. He got with Lil Wayne. Suddenly he's growing beards. He's trying to get braids. He's talking like he grew up in Compton, or he's talking like he grew up in Houston, boy. And then we catch that real Canadian accent that pops out every now and then. Dude, the best one, Rod. The best one. I don't know if you remember the story that he tried to get his he tried to get images of him killed so nobody could see him playing the guy in the wheelchair on Degrassi because he didn't like the way it made him look.
I didn't know that, really.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
this dude is soft. Oh,
he's a dork.
God.
He's a dork.
Oh my God.
He's a dork. He's a dork. That's all it boils down to. He's a dork, and he just took an ass whooping in court, just like he's taking an ass whooping on wax. Will he respond if he knows what's good for him? Absolutely, he will not respond.
That Karen blood is strong, man. The Karen blood is strong. You can't let it go.
Oh man. You know, when we started the show back in April, we stumbled onto something that was very it spoke to us. And it was the escaped prisoners from the New Orleans parish jail, city and parish jail. 10 prisoners escaped, seemingly with the help from folks on the inside. And as you can see, out of the 10, the overwhelming majority were captured fairly quickly.
Yep.
I mean, but about 4 of them, they didn't get outside of downtown New Orleans. Like they escaped the jail in downtown New Orleans and went directly to the French Quarter.
Yeah, let me get on Bourbon Street too.
Right. Which of course is the worst place to go. But I kind of get it. You know what I mean? Like you're out, you're free. Yeah, go to the quarter. See if you can get
Might as
yourself a
well.
hand grenade. Yeah, So a few guys went straight to the quarter, got caught. Handful of guys out of the 10, a few guys out of the 10 actually made it outside of New Orleans. A couple of guys made it to Texas. They got caught. And we were fascinated with the final 2 out of the 10 that evaded capture. Personal favorite, Antoine T. Massey, who
My
was out
guy.
long enough to make a video professing, I should say, his innocence while wearing a fresh tracksuit and a nice watch. Antoine Massey was eventually, strangely enough, after the video, was eventually found and brought back into custody. So out of the 10, 1 has remained on the run, free as a bird, for over 140 days. And it is the man, top right, first row, I should say, 4th guy, Derek Groves. Derek Groves evaded capture with the FBI looking for him. They couldn't find Derek Groves. Well, it somewhat pains me to say that our free bird, Marcus, has been locked up again.
Yeah.
They found him. They got him. Our man Derek Groves is now back in the justice. They got our man, and it's a situation where you go, can't believe they did that. How did he go out though? Did he go out like a soldier when they found him? By the way, he made it all the way to Atlanta. Did Derek Groves go out in a blaze of glory? Not exactly. Nah. They caught him in his drawers. And then they got him hemmed up, shackled at the ankles, fairly docile, and he gets put away in an Atlanta police car. And that's how it ends.
It's very anticlimactic. If you go get caught wearing your drawers, you should at least have a shootout.
that's kind of the way I look at it. That's how I plan to go out.
You got to tough it up. You got to. That last image of you getting snatched up, it can't be you in your drawers, man.
That image of you getting hemmed up and getting cuffed and stuffed, and you are blowing a kiss to the camera.
Nah.
But I hate to say that it gets even worse in terms of how our man Derek Massey went out. He was out for 145 days. And how did he get caught? He got into an argument with the girl he was living with on the run in Atlanta. And according to reports, the girl he was arguing with called the police on him.
Wait, your boy Versago won? They got him post nut?
Yo, whoa, hey, whoa. Easy.
No wonder he's so mellow and blowing kisses and in his drawers. It makes sense to me now.
You know what? Let's go with that story. Yes, let's go that they got our man Derek Groves post coitus, and he literally did not have the energy and the heart to fight.
Me, man. You got me. It was worth it.
Why does he look like Michael Beasley?
Oh, he does. Damn.
This closes the chapter on easily one of our favorite segments here on Quality Hang, the New Orleans escaped prisoner update. I would sing It's So Hard to Say Goodbye to Yesterday by Boys to Men, but I don't want to run afoul of YouTube and their very strict and stringent copyright rules. But I will just say to all 10 prisoners, and of course, special shout out to our man Antoine T. Massey and Derek Groves. It was a pleasure to follow your freedom. Even if all of you guys seem to be very, very, very bad people who deserve to be locked behind bars, we just want to thank you for the content, and we want to thank you for the laughs. And
The movie is going to be great.
Oh, well, without a doubt. Oh, the documentary is going to be absolutely outstanding. So we close the book on the New Orleans escaped prisoners. 10 men escaped. Now all 10 have been captured, and I think I can speak for a grateful nation when I say thank you for your service. So there you go. We did it. We did it, everyone. We did it. How about we do a little on this date before we get on out of here? On this date, October 13th, in 2001. Let me just go ahead and apologize preemptively, Marcus, because I think this one's going to get you.
Oh,
on this date, October 13th, 2001, Derek Jeter pulled off one of the greatest plays in I told you, in Major League Baseball postseason history.
You got to wait for a gapper. That is fair down the right field line. Giannis on his way to third, and they're going to wave him around. The throw misses a cutoff man, shot into the plate, out at the plate. Derek Jeter with one of the most unbelievable plays you will ever see by a shortstop. Both cutoff men were missed. Jeter coming down the line, fielded with his bare hand, a shovel to Posada, and Giambi is out.
I think he was safe. I will always believe he was safe.
Nah, here's how you know he wasn't safe. This reaction.
Still 1-0 Yankees.
That face right there tells you he wasn't safe.
I will always believe he was safe, and I feel like that's one of the most overrated plays in baseball history. But that's just me from a very unbiased perspective.
That play wasn't overrated. Get out of here, dog.
Yeah, I mean, what do you do? He just flipped the ball. I mean, yeah, I could do that. That's nothing. I could do that. Many guys have done it. Many guys have flipped it back.
What?
Yeah, Ozzy, the Wizard of Oz has done it.
Yes, while playing shortstop in the middle of the infield. Get out of here.
Unimpressed. They were
by the way,
the Yankees the entire time.
For folks who don't know, Marcus was an A's fan. Was an Oakland A's fan.
That's real.
He is not a fan of the current team and its current location and its current owner. But as you can tell, Marcus, still so many years later, as this took place on October 13th of 2001, Marcus is not ready to admit that three things. Jason Giambi was out. Jeremy Giambi should have slid.
He definitely should have slid.
Which would have made that a much, much tougher play for Posada. Yeah. And Derek Jeter coming from shortstop, getting the cutoff on the first base line and then flipping it back to Posada is clearly and easily one of the greatest plays in the history of Major League Baseball.
It's an adequate play. Let's not overhype.
It's a perfectly cromulent play.
I think that was Art Howe too. Art Howe, was he managing days? I think
2001. Yeah, I believe he was. Well, I mean, Art Howe had nothing to do with Giambi not sliding. And
I'm just talking about the managers at the time. I think. And actually, I really felt like the A's had a really good chance of beating that Yankees team that year.
They did.
A's were really good that year, but the Yanks had that it factor back then, and everything was going. They were in the tank for him. What am I saying? They were in the tank for the Yanks. And then Derek Jeter does this lame ass play, and everybody. Shows me every single fucking year.
It happened on this date. That's what we do. When
Yeah, I've
things
just
of
watched
note
it
happen
for 24 years.
on
That's
a
all.
date where we're working, we show what happened. We try to be a
Yeah,
historical record and be historically accurate.
Jesus. And if I remember correctly in that series, all those games were tight until the bullpen melted down.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh,
I apologize before I showed you the video.
that was
I won't show it again. That's what kind of friend I am. I won't
wait a
show it
minute.
again.
Jeremy died, didn't he?
I mean, I don't know. Let's look it up.
Am I going crazy? Did he die?
Jeremy. Yep.
He
2022.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Oh man.
I don't. Well, I mean, you look here at his Wikipedia bio, and you
He's
see
a drug
early life,
overdose?
professional career, and then steroids.
Mm.
Yep. Yeah. Unfortunately. Oh man.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
that's bad, dude.
suicide via gunshot. But
You know why? He didn't slide, and he never forgot.
Yo, son, come on, man. No. On this date, October 13th, Derek Jeter made one of the greatest plays in the history of Major League Baseball's postseason. And yes, Jeremy Giambi, we don't speak ill of the dead, but yes, slide.
Slide, bro.
Just slide.
Bro.
Just slide.
By the way, Jason Giambi, very good hitter.
Very good hitter. Very good hitter. Best thing I saw today. The best thing I've seen today, to be grammatically correct. This was sent to me via social media. This guy at the game last night in Kansas City, and the Lions are playing the Chiefs. You see Lions fans, you see Chiefs fans, and then you see the guy in the middle wearing the shirt that says Cowboys suck. And again, I just want to point out that this is a provable fact if you just watch Dallas Cowboys football, because they just got run up and done up by the surprisingly competent Carolina Panthers yesterday. Cowboys can't stop a nosebleed, and I find that to be absolutely hilarious. But the best thing about this is that, and this guy understands the assignment. And I know that this guy wearing his Cowboys sucks sucks shirt is a true hater, because he understands that real haters never take a play off. You hate all the time. Okay. Anytime you are awake, you're hating on the team or the person that you hate the most. And this guy did not allow the fact that he is at a game where the Cowboys are not even being thought about, let alone playing. But he said, you know what? I need to let folks know the Cowboys suck. And I say to you, sir, we salute you. That shirt and this guy's commitment to hating the Cowboys specifically, it's the best thing I've seen today.
You know what, man? Dak Prescott. I have come to the conclusion that he is very much empty calories. He'll put up numbers, but he's never going to win. There's just something about him that does not, something about his numbers that, like, I guess they were talking about he hasn't thrown an interception in a month or something like that. And like, yeah, I just, he'll put, at the end of the year, his numbers will look good and we'll go, but they still suck.
Yeah, I do think that he is in that category of guys who, when the stakes are not as high, when the stakes are at their lowest compared to other times of the year, there's certain guys, and I think Dak Prescott is one, who thrive in those situations where, because I mean, with the Cowboys, there's not much that is expected of them because of how bad their defense is and how poorly managed and how poorly run they are. And I do think that Prescott, who clearly is from a talent standpoint, can throw the football. Clearly he thrives in those types of situations. But all of a sudden, and this is, this reminds me of Tony Romo.
100%.
He's
100%.
their version, or the newest version of Tony Romo. When things were not as heightened, those type quarterbacks, this case Dak Prescott and Tony Romo, they flourish. But when you put them in pressure situations, all of a sudden mistakes get made.
Yep.
Footballs start flying around to the opposition. Extra points being held that were held well all year long. All of a sudden, Romo in Seattle, extra points start getting fumbled. Next thing you know, you're scrambling, trying to get that yard, you lose the game. So I do think that's the category that Prescott is in. And for Dak right now, got his money, got his freedom to a certain extent offensively. Yeah,
I mean, there's just some people, and look in every sport, I think, where I know there's a backlash against ring culture, etc. But I'll tell you why I believe in it, because from my standpoint, it's the one thing that separates from the greats from the greatest.
Yes.
And I'm not saying that the ring is the only thing, but the way you perform in the postseason under the brightest lights always, to me, will be the thing that separates you from other players who are great. Always.
I think one of the biggest, more to the point, most accurate truisms in sports is who you are, good or bad, shows up when the lights are brightest.
Amen.
When the stakes are highest.
Amen.
If you are about that life,
yep,
to use that well-worn term, that shows up in big situations, in pressure situations.
Amen.
If you're not about that life, the same pressure situations that highlight the positive attributes of an athlete can highlight the fact that, hey man, you're just not that person for those moments.
Yeah, and no one's expecting those players to be perfect in every single postseason opportunity, because obviously you cannot. But just as you said, when the lights shine brightest, how do you perform overall in a 7-game series? Even when your team loses, are you still busting ass? Or in the Super Bowl, even when your team loses, are you still out there fighting for every single point? I just don't. And there's just guys who shrink.
Can you get it done when your team needs you to get it done? That's the question. That's the question. And we've seen
Peyton Manning was under that for a long time. John Elway was under that for a long time. And they had to get those rings in order to get that gunk off of them.
Yeah, it is interesting how, and this goes all the way back to Tennessee. It's interesting now. No one talks about how Peyton Manning in big games couldn't get it done. Peyton Manning, when he was at Tennessee, could not beat Florida to save his life. And at the time, Tennessee, Florida, that was, in the mid '90s, mid to late '90s, that was huge. You couldn't beat him to save his life. Got to the pros, and it was basically the exact same situation. So yeah, it's funny how that happens for sure.
All the time. You know who was different on the other end of the spectrum? Kurt Warner.
Yeah,
had a bunch of years where he was bad, but once Kurt Warner got into the playoffs, that dude became a superstar.
I mean, got him to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, you got to the Hall of Fame based on the way you played in postseason.
Yeah,
straight up.
100%. That does it for the Monday edition of Quality Hang. As always, we appreciate and thank our presenting sponsor, the fine folks at Hop Monk Taverns. Make sure you check them out in Novato, Sonoma, or in Sebastopol. Anything you are looking for, they have it for you. Whether it is their fantastic food from their wildly diverse menu, or their craft beer selection, or whether you need to have your entertainment bone tickled. That sounded funny coming out of my mouth. They have it for you.
Giggity.
We should probably stop there. Check them out online at hotmug.com to see what they have live entertainment-wise. Better yet, make sure you stop by one of their 3 locations in Sonoma, Sebastopol, or in Novato. Good to be back in the saddle again, Marcus. We'll be back on our regular schedule, live on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And we will see you guys again on Wednesday. To all the folks in the chat was really lively tonight. We see you, we thank you, and we're glad that you guys have forged your own community and you're having your own little conversations and your own fun over in the chat. So try to get to them as much as I possibly can and put as many of them up on the screen. But love that you folks are out there doing it. Marcus, my man, let's do it again on Wednesday. How about it?
Let's do it, baby. Let's do it.
All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us. And as always, be good and be good at it. We'll see you.